Hi, I'm Melanie from Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is Adventures in Groceryland. Today's Friday. That means it's our weekly video meal upload. And this week was Thanksgiving week. With those two things together, the evacuation where we were out of the house for 10 days and Thanksgiving, the holiday, I wasn't that great with capturing some of the meals. I'm working on it. I'm doing better. We did have some really great meals, and I'm happy to report today was a super dreary day. Rained all day in Nova Scotia. You gotta be happy about rain in Nova Scotia right now. It was a good day. Check out what we had. Burgers for supper, first meal since we've been back from the evacuation. Woo! And someone prepared all of this. I didn't capture it when it was on the barbecue, but with the burgers, we are having mushrooms and we are having little potatoes. We are both gonna have some dill mayo. Oops. Jeez, not coming out that easy. This looks delicious. These are cheddar burgers with barbecued potatoes, mushrooms, and also some Brussels sprouts. Looking delish. We had a little deli tray the week before the evacuation, and we had most of it for supper one night, but there was leftovers. That's a lot for two people to eat, and so we're just going to have this today for lunch. I am feeling entirely miserably sick, and so the handsome one made supper, and we are having nacho dip, taco dip, whatever you want to call it. I'm excited. We're going to use the scoops. He did such a good job. This is so good. Very, very delicious. You gotta love a good taco dip. Like the mug says, we are so very happy and very, very thankful to be home. And unusually, I have two choices for my coffees. The hazelnut latte I had purchased prior to the evacuations, and that was still in the house, and it's still good. And while we were away, I got the pumpkin spice, the limited pumpkin spice. So it's Thanksgiving Sunday today. I feel like I should go with pumpkin spice, even though I should be drinking up the hazelnut latte. I ended up going with the hazelnut latte. I can't really taste anything anyways for the last couple days because of the cold, so I might as well use up the older one. This is our first turkey dinner. So we've got turkey, potatoes, stuffing, turnip carrot mashed, and peas. Leftovers from Saturday night supper for lunch today. All right, we are going to get started with some prep for our next batch of salsa. I added in the pickling salt. This is all stirred in, so we'll cover this up and let this sit. The pickling salt will drain out the moisture out of these veggies, the onions, the peppers, and the zucchini. And we'll drain this before we actually start cooking the salsa, and this will help to keep the salsa less runny. We want the moisture out, not in. I've been asked a couple times about the salsa recipe, so I'm just going to go over it here really quickly. 10 cups of zucchini, peeled and shredded. You can chop it if you like. 4 onions chopped, 2 green peppers chopped, 2 red peppers chopped, and 1/4 cup of pickling salt. So that is mixed in together. Let it soak overnight. Then next day, once you drain that, combine it with 1 tablespoon of pickling salt, 2 tablespoons dry mustard, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon cumin, 2 cups of white vinegar, 1 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of crushed red pepper flakes, a teaspoon of nutmeg, a teaspoon of black pepper, 5 cups of chopped tomatoes, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and 2 cans of tomato paste, and those are the small cans. Combine it all together and then bring to a boil, simmer for 15 minutes, and then bottle in your pre-sterilized jars, of course, using proper preserving techniques. And if you want to make it a little hotter, just add some jalapenos. We were sent home with some leftovers of turkey dinner. I am going to make a gravy packet to go with it. I don't have any turkey packets, but I have a couple brown. The gravy turned out really good. I added a little bit of seasoning into it. Mashed potatoes, stuffing or dressing, carrot, turnip mashed, squash, peas. Kind of got put in the container all jumbled up, so it's on our plate all jumbled up. And some turkey. I'm very thankful, because I'm still not feeling great, that we were sent home with leftovers that we could have today. Spaghetti with a little bit of butter. A little bit of Classico. I might have added just a tad bit too much. No, that's okay. A little bit of red garlic. A little bit of 3 onion. And a little bit of, no, I'm not going to do it. We'll do this. A little bit of Parmesan. That looks amazing. Yummy. The prepped veggies soaked overnight. I've got my strainers ready here to get everything in. We'll strain all of the liquid off. I have my 10 cups of tomatoes cut. Let's get this started. Looking pretty good. I am going to turn the heat on and get the rest of the ingredients in. I've got everything in except for the tomato paste. Let's give this a stir. Let's get everything stirred in nice. Tomato paste thickens it, and so does the cornstarch. Smells good already. Cumin and the nutmeg really give it a great flavor. I got a really good deal on these little cans of tomato paste. But if you are making this recipe and it calls for 1 can of tomato paste, 2, of course, if you're doubling the batch, which I am, and you end up buying one of the bigger sized cans at the grocery store instead of 2 little cans, it's slightly bigger than these 2 cans put together. Don't worry. I've done that many times. I just put in the whole can. It's not boiling yet, but it is, the heat is on and it is starting to get to be that color that you associate with salsa. Yes. What is it? Oh, you'd like to go outside? Okay. And there he goes. Like I was saying, this is getting ready. I've got my cooling trays out, my funnel. I have got my lids and seals, or rings and lids in a pot, and I'm bringing that to a boil. I have my my jars. I just took them out of the dishwasher. I sterilized them, and I'm keeping them warm in the oven. All right, this is the finished product that I'm going to put into the sterilized jars. I'm not exactly sure how much I'm going to get. We'll see, actually. 2 down, more to go. Takes about 8 ladles full to fill. This is 8, so maybe 9. There we go. I make sure the rim is nice and clean. Place the lid and the seal finger tight, or the ring finger tight. Here we are, the final product. This batch I got 5 full quarts. This was an old Classico jar, so I think it's about 3/4 of a quart, like about 750 milliliters. And then these ones are 500 milliliters. So liter, 750, liter, 500. It's late, just finished the salsa, so I need something easy, and it is going to be a pizza. These are frozen, of course. I'm going to use one of these shells. I can't use this, it is frozen, but I have a jar of spaghetti sauce open in the fridge, and I will use that instead. I forgot to put the seasoning on before I put the pepperoni and the onions, so we will just put it on now. Now is better than not at all. Looks great. All right, we've got mushrooms, red pepper, jalapenos, that's from our garden, red onion. I'm going to add a little bit. This is the fresh Parmesan cheese. I'm going to add a little bit of this on first, and then I'm going to top it with the pre-grated stuff, and we'll get it in the oven. It's been a long day. I like that I'm making this homemade, but also that it is very, very easy. Easy is what we want right now. And we'll add in a little Swiss chard from our own garden. Looks great. I've got the oven preheated to 350. Maybe I should turn that up a bit. Let's get it in. I had purchased a really large club pack of mushrooms. We are getting near the end of their life, and I'm preserving them. I just took all of the remaining ones out of the package. I washed them really well. I'm going to lay them out and let them air dry. This is just a piece of paper towel. I've got them drying on this. And when they are done drying, I'm going to freeze them. I'm undecided of whether I'm going to cut them in half and try to freeze them like that, or just freeze them whole. But they are going to be frozen. I did decide to cut them after all. These look great. I'm going to pop them in the freezer. This turned out pretty tasty. Lunch today is going to be smoothies, banana, and some of the strawberries. All right, here we go. Look at that pink. The Swiss chard sure turned the pink green. Smoothies. There was pizza left over from supper last night, and we are going to have that again for supper tonight. I bet you it's going to taste just as good as it did yesterday. It was pretty tasty. I actually used way more sauce than what I normally do, and it was a tiny bit much for me, but I actually enjoyed it, and I think moving forward I'll add more sauce than what I normally do. It's a good change. We are on the move today. Nutrition bars or wellness bars and clementines to take with us so that we are not eating out when we're out. For supper tonight, we are going to have breakfast. We still have hash brown patties left, eggs, and bagels. We decided we were going to make omelets. We have some pepperoni that we can cut up. We have red onions. We have red pepper, and we have either kale or Swiss chard if we wanted to add some greens in. Some Swiss chard. We'll get this cut up. The Swiss chard and the pepperoni. So we have scrambled egg omelet style eggs, bagels with homemade Hascap jam. So I made the jam, I don't know, long ago, last summer, not summer of 2025, but maybe summer of 2024, and hash browns. I was really happy to make that second batch of salsa. Just so pleasantly surprised, shocked and surprised that that produce that we bought just days before the 10-day evacuation, that there was some that survived, that was still usable, and that we didn't have to get rid of everything. Really, really happy about that. And we did have some really great meals this week. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate it if you would do so. It will help me. Likes, shares, comments, they help me as well. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I hope you had a great Thanksgiving.